day, fellow cinema nerds and movie geeks of the internet. You're watching Deano Reviews. That's good. Got a new haircut, no one cares. We're talking about Doctor Strange today. And by the way, when I talked to my friends about seeing this movie, and also to the friend I saw the movie with, I made many puns. I couldn't help it. Did I say that this is going to be a strange time? Yes, I did. Did I say we were going to have a marvellous time? Yes, I also did. Did I also make many puns about Benedict Cumberbatch's name? Like, he's going to be a Cumberbitch, or don't be a Benedict about it, even though I'm not a big fan of swearing, because I'm a special little snowflake. But, all in all, yes, I did. So, you know I'm being truthful when I get out the bendy goblin, I was going to say golem, but I got a bit tongue-tied. But, Doctor Strange, I hope you like this. Again, the lights behind my TV aren't working, but if you're only here and come to my videos for the lights behind my TV, I'm sure there's many videos of, those LED lights that could, satisfy that, your LED urge, or something like that. But anywho, hope that looks cool. Doctor Strange is like right on the right of that wallpaper, but you can't see it because I have to adjust the brightness. But anywho, talking about Doctor Strange, yes, there's many other things I could be reviewing of sorts, like I recently seen the animated movie Storks. I said sorts, then I said Storks, so there you go. I'm still meaning to review Sausage Party, Pete's Dragon, War Dogs, and Kubo and the Two Strings, which is still quite fresh in my mind. I just need to, think about it. I could just go on and on about it. I mean, I could have reviewed those films after I saw them, but when I got home, like, should I stay in my clothes and just sit in front of my laptop and talk for about 15 or 30 minutes or more? Or could I just get in my pajamas and relax and go, I'll do it tomorrow? And that's called procrastination and laziness, and that stops from getting a lot of things done. I mean, this isn't a mandatory thing, but, I just like to put my thoughts out there. My completely pointless and, silly, lengthy thoughts. And, I didn't, because just thought of being in my pajamas, because I don't walk around the house in my clothes. I walk around naked, obviously. But, okay, I'm getting off topic. This is a Marvel movie. I'm a geek. I'm a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I have to use the proper terms there. And this is a new one. And I saw it. And I'm going to talk about it now. And since this movie in England, the UK, came out on this past Tuesday, well, in America, it comes out November 4th, 7th. And also looking up on YouTube Doctor Strange reviews, all the American movie reviewers like Chris Stuckman and Jeremy Johnson, they haven't reviewed it yet. I mean, some have, like IGN, but they're like quite a big thing, and a few other reviewers I know, like Schmoes, know. But it seems I could have reviewed it as soon as I got home on Friday, but no, I got to review it now because I got to rack in them views and get that cash. Basically, bring it in, because I got the early scoop. It's a bit like when Winter Soldier or Civil War, one of the Marvel movies came out earlier in the UK. I got to get the cash now. I got to mooch it. I got to mooch the cash. The trend. I'm joking. I don't make any money off this, as you all know. Shame. I could add an effect where it zooms in on my face, adds a bunch of like dollar signs, even though that would be pound signs, and maybe have a bunch of green screen money falling from the screen. But number one, effort. I have to remember the exact point I said that, and I have to go through me rambling, and even I'm bored by that. And also, this is Windows Movie Maker. But this is urgent. I'll get this out of the way because quite a big film. I want to have my thoughts on it. I mean, not like, oh my gosh, I hate this movie. Everyone else despises it, so I got to say it now. No, obviously. Well, I'm sure that I could picture some people just not being a big fan of this movie. But I could also talk about. I've also recently seen the first 2 episodes of the new Doctor Who spin-off Class. It's between not very good and meh for me. But this is Doctor Strange. Now, where should I begin? It's been like a day or so my thoughts have sunk in, and I haven't written any notes. I had I had to visualize that for you. So, what did I think? This is good. 5 minutes in, and I'm talking about it instead of 15 minutes in, because like the last review of Batman: Return of the Caped Crusaders. But what did I think? I thought it was pretty good. Did I think it was amazing? Great? One of the best Marvel movies? No. I thought it was pretty good. Do I think it's one of the best solo origins movies? Well, it helps that my Marvel films are up there. Probably not. I mean, I haven't watched like Iron Man in a very long time, but if I think back hard enough, I would probably think either Iron Man, Guardians of the Galaxy. That is an origin movie. It may not be a solo film because it's about a team, but like it is an origins movie. And I looked at Daredevil. I can't say Daredevil. I don't mean Netflix Daredevil. I mean Affleck. What else? Ant-Man. I remember thinking Ant-Man was pretty good. I probably think Ant-Man and Doctor Strange are on the same level. Do I think which one would be better? I probably think Ant-Man is better. No. I said I think compared to Ant-Man, I think Doctor Strange is better, but just a tiny little bit. Overall, I think all the Marvel movies are good movies. I think like the least down there, like in the meh category, will probably be like Thor: The Dark World, probably. But like, let me just say, I think it's pretty good. I don't think it's amazing, great, fabulous, one of the best Marvel movies ever. It's fabulous. Wow, that wasn't that flamboyant. If I said campy or gay, then I would offend people. But do I think it's one of the best Marvel solo films? Probably not. I'm a bit hesitant to saying that, because again, I probably think Iron Man and Guardians of the Galaxy is better. But compared to other lesser solo films, probably a bit better than Ant-Man. But anywho, people say something out of 10, 8 out of 10? Okay, it's a solid 8 out of 10, I think. I mean, if I think about some of the flaws, I could go 7, but, you know, I did have a good time, so it's a solid 8, but, okay, that's my thoughts. You could all leave now. No, I have to keep going. Yes. But, what do I think about it in depth? Here we go. Okay, where should I begin? Let's begin with, Benedict Cumberbatch. Now, I'm a big fan of Benedict Cumberbatch because, well, who isn't really? that's not a very a lot of people have that opinion. It's not only because I should probably say why. I'm a big fan of Sherlock. I got a Sherlock poster over there. I think he's brilliant as Sherlock, absolutely brilliant. I quite like the Hobbit films, and I was just fascinated by Smaug, just the voice, Bilbo. That now I heard his voice, and also I enjoy watching him just roll around on the floor in the mocap suit. When he acted as Smaug, good thing on him not laughing, because he must have been having a great time. I get a motion capture as a bloody dragon, cool. I'm just gonna imagine there's a little Martin Freeman down there. Hi Watson. Yeah. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Sherlock. Brilliant as Sherlock, obviously. Really good as Smaug. One of the things he's mostly known for Sherlock, though. Like, and he was also really good in Star Trek Into Darkness, like that scene where he just cried on command when he was talking about all his dead brethren or something like that. I can't remember exactly. I saw Into Darkness quite recently, so I'm surprised I don't remember. But off the top of my head, right now, I could only think of Sherlock, Star Trek Into Darkness, and bloody just ran out of my head. Smaug for Sherlock, Benedict Cumberbatch right now. But yes, I'm a fan of his. He's a really good actor, and seeing him, watching him on the Graham Norton show, he seems like a really charming, lovely guy. Because if I had the opportunity to drink some non-alcoholic beverages with him, I would. Let me just put that out there. But how is he as Doctor Strange? I should also say before I give my thoughts on his performance, what do I know about Doctor Strange? Okay, I'm not a comic book nerd. I don't own a bunch of comics. I own quite a few, and I have a basic to really, like, pretty, you know, not like large, but like I'd say a pretty good knowledge of like comic book trivia and like I don't know, Marvel geeky comic book knowledge. Like I could name all like the Robins and stuff like that, and I just know some things like oh, did you know that bloody Batgirl was shot and paralysed and is now Oracle? Because I don't know if that's like common knowledge. I'm not showing off here. What I'm trying to say is I know quite a bit. I picked up some knowledge over the years of Marvel type stuff and even DC stuff, comic book stuff that may not be common knowledge. You have to be a proper nerd to know, which is totally fine. But like I haven't read any Doctor Strange comics, but I picked up over the years, I don't know where, that his origin is that he was an arsehole, he was narcissistic, egotistic, not a very nice doctor, big-headed. Well, he was a doctor. Well, he's a doctor. He's called Doctor Strange. He was a neurosurgeon, and then suddenly accident with his hands. I'm not going to say, oh, well, coincidence, his hands were damaged. I mean, like, that's pretty believable. But still, how ironic, because, you need your hands for that. That's like a footballer, and, having his foot squashed or something. That doesn't sound pleasant. But then he, goes through all this trouble to get his hands fixed. Might I just say, the makeup on Doctor Strange's hands to make them look like they're really damaged. They've been through a lot of surgeries for him to try and make them better. Brilliant makeup on that. That was brilliant. Really believable. And then he goes to Tibet. I pronounce it. Probably saying it wrong. I don't know anything about the country. Is it in China? I don't know. I'm terrible at geography. But then whole magic type stuff. There you go. So I know that. So how did he play him? I mean, I thought Benedict Cumberbatch was going to go full arsehole, like he's horrible to every single person, he's so stuck up, he's the Dr. Cox. I thought of Scrubs in the hospital scenes, I can't lie, they're all wearing scrubs, called Dr. Cox was going to walk past. Doctor Strange basically was Dr. Cox, except he didn't go on rants and talk really weird, like, we're here, Barbie. I love Scrubs, by the way. I just relate Doctor Strange to Scrubs. I don't know if many other reviewers are going to do that. But I thought he was going to go full on arsehole, but he was very egotistic, narcissistic. He wasn't nice to particular people. He was nice to Christine, there you go. But because can't be an arsehole to everyone, because then the audience will completely hate him. And he's not like full on arsehole. I keep saying arsehole. But he was very egotistic. But my favourite part of this film, my favourite section is him learning, because you can tell Doctor Strange, Stephen Strange, you're just gonna have to believe that his surname's Strange, okay? You're just gonna have to believe that. Just my favourite part, because you can tell he's really determined and focused, and he likes to study and learn and be the master of what he can control, which the movie does talk about. And when he's introduced to this world of magic, he studies it, he learns about it, he practices it, he goes to the books, and the library said, "Did you read all those books?" "Yes, I did." And he said, "I want to learn, teach me," and he asked these questions, and because if he started off, not knowing anything about it, like he didn't believe it, and now he found out about it, he said, and even the Ancient One is going, like, you ask questions all the time, and that was my favourite part, because if I'm not looking at the camera, I'm looking, at me there. I don't know why. If you notice, sometimes in the reviews I look back and I notice I'm just staring off into the distance because I get into my mind zone, my mind palace. Sherlock reference, Cumberbatch, relevant. Pat on the back. Nope, take that back. Carrying on. But yeah, I really loved that part when he wanted to learn. He really wanted to be the master. And by the way, I don't know if any other reviewers are going to do this as well. At a certain point, the movie reminded me of Kung Fu Panda. Why? Okay, Doctor Strange's Poe, someone you wouldn't expect to be the master of this whole thing, but then he becomes the master of it, so basically becomes the Dragon Warrior, the Sorcerer Supreme, if you will, even though, yes, I know that, like, in Kung Fu Panda, Poe was a fan of, like, the Furious 5 and knew about Kung Fu, while Doctor Strange didn't know about magic and he wasn't really a fan of any of it. But I'm grasping at straws is a bit drastic, but also the Ancient One is Master Shifu, and the bad guy with the circles under his eyes, the same guy from Casino Royale. Thought it was Skyfall for a second. It wasn't Skyfall, was it? Skyfall was Casino Royale, I forgot. He is the leopard guy from Kung Fu Panda, forgot the name. Yes, am I relating a movie about a guy who finds out about magic into a DreamWorks film about panda? Yes, I am. I mean, it's very small. I just thought of Kung Fu Panda, put my thoughts out there. That's what I thought of at one point. But yes. So Benedict Cumberbatch really good in the role? Yes, he's really good in the role. I'm really glad he was cast. And just the look, just when he put the cape on, just the look of him is really good. I know in the comics Doctor Strange had a mustache and here he has a goatee. I love the look. It's brilliant. The costume, I've seen the costume, like it's translated the screen really well. Yes, it doesn't have every single minute detail of like the yellow around the cape and all that. Really good. It's pretty good, man. Yeah. I just went full Bristolian then. No offense to my Bristolian brethren or women. Gonna get hate mail about that. No, I'm not. No one cares. But moving on. Now, the way this movie was advertised was because of these visuals. Because I know, thanks to this advanced technology, Marvel is now capable of putting these visuals on screen. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to wait. Maybe they just thought, well, we got pretty good technology now we can do it. I don't know. But because Doctor Strange, like the whole, that's like Guardians of the Galaxy explored the cosmic side. Avengers and all that was just the Earth side, as well as a bunch of other superhero films in the MCU. This was the magical side, and this movie advertised itself on delivering you some trippy darn visuals. Like they did some pretty clever advertisements on Facebook. Like you go down it, and like you think it's a part of Facebook because it switches the whole trailer and like the Facebook status upside down, but it's just a video and it's very clever. And did this movie deliver on those trippy visuals? Oh my gosh, yes. I think one of the best parts is the scene where Ancient One, first, like Doctor Strange in his really good American accent. I mean, according to my dad, Doctor Strange is British, which I didn't know, because I know Doctor Strange is in New York. His headquarters is in New York. I didn't know he was British. I'll probably have to look that up afterwards. But either he's actually American, or he's just British and they made him American or something like it, but they still got a British actor. Either way, he does a good British accent. I wasn't distracted or anything. He does it really well. I'm sure many people would have been fine with his normal voice because his voice isn't totally. It would have been fine, but it's good. But when he basically Doctor Strange I don't believe in any of this hot dogs and burgers because I'm American. I don't believe in magic. I believe in the physical thing, and which reminded me, I couldn't put my finger on it, but I swear that was a film where it's I believe in physical stuff and that magic doesn't exist. Santa Claus isn't real. That would have been great if he said that. And then Ancient One go alright then, here's some magical stuff, and he basically, you know how in a Christmas Carol, the Jim Carrey one, motion capture, Jim Carrey, he's just an asshole, and the ghost alright then, we're gonna scare you half to death. Surprised they didn't give him a heart attack, they just, the Ghost of Christmas Past lifts him through the air, and the Ghost of Christmas Present basically turns into a skeleton. That movie's really scary for a kids film, by the way. That scared the hell out of me. Creeped me the hell out. What scared the hell out of me is when bloody Bob Marley, the face on the doorbell and he does a jump scare. Jeez. But then Ancient One just. I actually turned to my friend and said, I'm tripping balls. That's what being on drugs feels like, man. LSD. That's what she actually says. He actually said, was that LSD? But this move, that whole scene where where the Ancient One basically shows him the magical world, the trippiest, brilliant visual. He's flying through the air, going through all these colours, and there's hands growing on hands, and it's brilliantly really good special effects, but like very creative, and basically I bet everyone else in that cinema was going, "Oh my god!" Because like, oh my god, it was brilliant. And the movie doesn't stop there. There's a whole scene with New York and fight scene, the buildings were going, and my friend turned to me and said, "Inception, really good." Oh, and well, I laughed out loud. Thank you to my friend Morgan if he's watching for this, because I'm a hardcore Whovian, wearing a Capaldi t-shirt. Actually, didn't plan for that. I didn't plan on it wearing a shirt. Luckily, I am. There's that scene where I mentioned, when you first introduced Mashing, tripping balls. I could just describe as that, the tripping ball scene. There's this part where it's like a multicolored tunnel, and then my friend tells me, goes like dun 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 dun, like time time travel vortex, and yeah, it was Doctor Who. And Benedict Cumberbatch is in Sherlock, and Sherlock is written by Stephen Moffat, and Stephen Moffat, what is Doctor Who, is, oh my god. I probably think, you probably think I'm really chuffed for saying that, but no. I died a little more inside when I said that. But, there you go, a bit of, forget it, moving on. So what else to comment on? Oh, and Ancient One being played by Tilda Swinton. I know the Ancient One in the comics is Chinese, Tibetan, I don't ethnic terms, and like got a white, long beard, and here's a white woman whitewashing stuff. I didn't bother me really. I'm sure it bothered other people of different races, but didn't bother me. She did a good job. I'd say she did quite a good job, and for playing a bold magician, and for a person that won Oscars and really big dramas. Hope she had fun. Well, I think they could have been a bit more creative with the look, because she's just a bold Tilda Swinton, and she's like wearing a yellow robe, but I mean, it's the fact that this movie even exists is pretty cool, because it's the fact. Guardians of the Galaxy. I think they're less known and popular than Doctor Strange, and they have a big movie. And now Marvel's like, oh, we can make movies of characters that are really obscure and barely anyone knows, but because of a Marvel movie, it'll be a success because people like them. It's good. Okay, we'll do it with Doctor Strange then, because. I think Doctor Strange is still pretty popular. I mean, heck, he was in the Spider-Man cartoon. So the fact that this movie, was made pretty cool, and also they want to tackle new stuff like magic, and yeah, I'm also happy because my favorite superhero Iron Fist, who's also pretty obscure, he's getting his own series. So Marvel, just if you need a slave, just take me right now. Really, I can't really do much because I'm a lazy git. In fact, I won't do anything for you, but just to be your slave, that would be pretty darn cool. Slavery's wrong. If you laughed, you didn't laugh. I know you didn't, but the slavery's wrong. The little PSA put in here. Moving on. I'm a professional actor. I can't be being bold and shooting spells, but still, like, Michael Gambon, really talented, award-winning actor. He plays Dumbledore, and that was a good choice. Yes. Okay, I have a bunch of things to comment on in my mind. In the Marvel movies, they always say the villains are boring and bland and cliche. Not all of them. There's Loki, yes, and I quite liked Ultron. I thought Ultron was actually a really good villain. So I don't know. I think Ultron gets too much hate. But yes, I mean, obviously you go like, oh yeah, Heath Ledger's Joker and stuff like that. But even though that was like one movie, and that wasn't in the official DC universe, but here, like, Roland, bland and boring. Okay, yes, and the Ninth Doctor, who should have been in the 50th anniversary, but no, too busy doing Dark World. He was in the Dark World. Boring and bland, yes. Basically, there's many Marvel villains where they're very monotone and just bland, and they're not very. Yes, they're slightly intimidating, but they all say stuff like, "You will burn, you will die," classic schlock. Here, the guy with like the bags under his eyes, yeah, he said, "You will fail, Doctor Strange. You don't know the full power." Blah 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 blah. Yeah, they didn't really spend, and to me, they, along with a lot of the characters, they should have spent more time with them. Like I got a good dose of Doctor Strange. but I feel we should at least have got 1 or 2 more scenes character developing, like Christine and the villain of the piece, and like and the apparently bigger bad guy, and a bit of the world more, and also the guy was in 12 Years a Slave. I forgot his name. I mean the character's name. And this movie should have done a bit more with character development. I think should have spent more time with that. Yes, it got some good action sequences and good magical stuff. It's not like Harry Potter stuff. I had to compare it to something magic eventually. No wands or anything like that, and didn't say like a hocus pocus. No, they do some mime gestures, and there you go. They do Dragon Balls, yeah. But yeah, and I feel, and also this movie, the Marvel movies that they're known for being lighthearted. They have their humor. Their Civil War was quite dramatic, but they have its humor. Like Avengers: Age of Ultron, like that. A lot of that movie was quite funny. A lot of Guardians of the Galaxy also very funny. Like, because that was meant to be a drama. But here this movie does some comedy, and it didn't really work for me. I mean, I chuckled at a few. I mean, some of those chuckles were just kind of forced and a bit pitiful, like some people are chuckling at. That's what I do sometimes. Like, the movie wants me to laugh, so I don't know if just me, my empathy, going like, come on, just give a movie a chuckle. Yeah. But like, the movie references Beyonce, and there's a part with Doctor Strange, like, oh, don't you know about this pop culture thing? Went to the Wong, who's in the place, the establishment. I can't remember the name. I'm not remembering a lot of names today. But that wasn't. It was kind of forced, and I mean, there was some scenes where like it's silence, and like I don't know, it's like one shot focusing on this thing that I think that like eventually you go like, oh wait, this is meant to be funny, like oh this is meant to be a joke, like a part with a cape and a part with like the villain being trapped in this armor type thing, but not all of the comedy very worked for me, might I say. But still, I mean, I'm surprised Wong doesn't know who Beyonce is, even though like they have a Wi-Fi password. So, but still, I saw no technology. Like in the establishment, when there's apparently a Wi-Fi password, but I saw no on a laptop. I saw no laptop or computer. So I don't know how that works. But okay, I'm gonna begin to wrap up now. Even though I feel I haven't commented on a lot of things. Okay. Bit of a summary. Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, really good. I feel he did the character really well. The look of him, I loved the look. The actual magic, he had the green, he had the circles and this, which I recognised from images of the comics. The actual magic part, I found really awesome. I love the magic in the film. Okay, and the action sequences, trippy as heck. And a new thing to bring to the MCU, like how the Netflix series is like street level type stuff, like really investing in characters type stuff. That brings that to the MCU. This does it really well, and even though I'm saying, oh, I see it in the sequel, but I'm sure later on I'm going to explore this work more, and like Doctor Strange will return and stuff like that, and Infinity War, such and such. But yeah, action scenes really good. I feel should spend more time on developing some of its characters, instead of focusing a lot on the action sequences. Really good, but like I feel like by the end I didn't know some characters all that well, but like other stuff, the villain, he was there, he was intimidating, but he wasn't. Wow, I'm gonna remember that guy, like a bit like how I remember the villain from Ant-Man for just being very over the top, and also apparently the bad guy goes like, oh yeah, we serve this higher being, but the way some of the exposition, the way you explain it, some of it I found a bit too fast. Like, wait, what? Like, this is okay. Some of it just kind of put out like really fast. I bet someone's gonna find that in innuendo. I just realised, but like but when Doctor Strange visits this higher being, I thought it was a certain villain that they're gonna fight in the Infinity War. Just by the way it looked, but it wasn't. It was another Marvel villain, which I recognised the imagery of for having a flaming head. It's not Ghost Rider. But then when I looked up who that villain was, I was like, oh, I wouldn't have guessed that. But like Yeah. Oh, and there's the part where Doctor Strange meets that villain. Very clever. And I mean, some of this movie has a Deus Ex Machina. Like, see that eye thing? That eye thing does a certain thing. Where if he used that more, you could have skipped down a bunch of things happening. But like, yeah. I mean, this movie. I mean, like, it does introduce a lot of new things to the MCU. Magic, obviously. But it does follow a lot of the same tropes and cliches, lots of the same stepping stones, lots of the same, the template of a Marvel solo film, like in Thor, like, I mean, yes, here, like, they introduced the character in the first 20 minutes or so, when some of the things, like, what did it have? Just, there'll be some tropes and cliches, like, yeah, I don't, okay, here's a good example. There's a point where the villain, is trying to take over this thing, and a master of the magic is there to stop him. Something happens to him almost straight away, and Doctor Strange, who at this point is barely trained in the magic, really. At most, he could do the portal thing, and he could do a couple shielding and stuff, and do a little rope whip thing, and also recently tried out doing the green, what the green eye is for. But, like, even though he could probably be taken out, dealt with just as quick as that other guy, here, he keeps on going, and he, against, like, I don't know, 5 people who've been trained a very long time by the same person who's teaching him, the ancient one, in the mystical arts, he does really well. Yeah. I mean, some things aren't really explained, like the thing with his cape, and also, like, can people in this world know about magic? Is it like Harry Potter? Magic Harry Potter, Hocus Pocus, no one remembers Pocus Pocus? But yes, just notice for some cliches, some tropes of the Marvel movies, like, you don't know what you're dealing with, and, there's a part where, like, maybe... I don't know how to put it. I have to really think about it, but just there's some tropes and cliches, the stepping stones of a Marvel Origins movie that you've seen before. Yes, it introduces new things like magic, but it does that. And some things they could have explained more, and some things they could have explained a little bit well instead of just, really just rush. Like, oh yeah, it's this thing, it serves this thing. But yeah, all the actors do a really good job. I like the characters, I wish I spent more time with the characters, but yes. And, and as for the after-credit scene, the mid-credit scene, loved it. I mean, before it reveals who's in it, I heard the voice I already knew, and it was really good, really enjoyable, and I just love the interaction already, between Doctor Strange and the other character. After-credit scene, I mean, I feel like the mid-credit scene and after-credit scene should have been the other way around. Like, normally, I believe how it goes, the mid-credit scene teases and, like, explores something of a character or an event that happened in the movie we just watched, and the after credit scene is the tease, the little sneak peek for the upcoming film. But it's the other way around, and because the after credit scene basically deals with a character that we were in the movie quite a lot, I think, and then it shows something new about this character, something big. And I feel that should have been in the mid-credit scene, because that's quite important, or something. I think when it comes to character development, I mean, it sounds a bit like grasping at straws, like, oh yeah, just character development, what, you wanted 20 more minutes? I mean, 15 minutes wouldn't have been bad. I mean, Civil War, like 2 hours and something. Like, if this movie was 2 hours and 15 minutes, I think that would have helped, like, mostly with character development, and maybe, something more about this world. But, like, something with his character, which is explored in something new with this character. Yeah, I'm rambling. In the after credit scene, I mean, it's quite something, and I feel like it. I mean, the actual character itself was quite good. You'll know when you see it. Okay, summing up one more time. Benedict Cumberbatch really good. Some things should have been explained more, and some things should have been explained better. The action scene is brilliant, trippy. I just like, what's going on? Quite a lot of it. I think some of the characters should have been developed a bit more. Some of the comedy doesn't really work. I mean, a bit like, modern, trendy stuff. Like, yeah, is a very creative film. It follows some cliches and tropes of these origins films. Some things which it could have done and changed a bit better. I think many reviewers are going to say, "Oh, I mean, it's good, but I wish more time with characters and like it follows the same lines of the origins films. They're meant to be something new." Some may even say that it feels the same as the past Marvel solo films, which I hesitate to say that because this has magic is a whole new world of Aladdin. But it follows some. It has some tropes like the student of a master, but then the student turned bad and uses powers for evil, and has his whole army that follows him, and even serves Voldemort, and even serves a higher being, which I've seen before. Or the unexpected underdog then becomes the hero, seen before. Heck, even the way Doctor Strange finds the actual place itself where the Ancient One is very convenient. Very when you see how when he's asking around where it is, the way he actually finds out is very convenient and very overplayed. Heck, there's even a point where there's even a bloody Spider-Man 1 moment, Mary Jane and that part with all the guys are going to beat him up, and who comes out of nowhere? All the hero. That happens, but then, and thanks to that, and that's how he gets to the place. Yeah. There's that. Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a sorcerer. I thought of that when watching a film, the Bones Star Trek reference, even saw it on Facebook. I am a sheep. Even thought of Doctor Who when he said, "Damn it, I'm a doctor." Well, he didn't say, "Damn it, I'm the doctor." He said, "A doctor," and he didn't say it like in the voice of Bones. But I've already made a reference to Doctor Who earlier, so I don't know why I'm saying it again. But overall, I am ashamed. Ignore that, changing. I mean, even though there are moments of Doctor Strange like he's struggling, I do also feel I watched a review and I do agree with this. I mean, I watched a review of the movie, and he said it doesn't really. This can relate to character development, but this doesn't relate to structure. He said how a lot of the movie it did focus a lot on action sequences, which it kind of did again relating to character development, but. Even though, like I said, my favourite part was when he was learning, I do feel it should have, the build up to him, not knowing anything about magic, thinking, he can't do anything because of his hands being damaged, and then, it builds up to him being the Sorcerer Supreme. He can do everything. He could do, he could use all the knowledge of, magic to be the Sorcerer Supreme. I feel it could have done that a bit more. I mean, by the end, he is pretty powerful, and he does figure out a smart way to stop him. I mean, even though I doubt this big bad villain would, would be so lenient to do so, because even though he was blackmailing, after he, stopped the thing he was blackmailing with, he could just, then killed him. But no spoilers. I do feel this movie does a lot of things right. But along with those other negatives I said, I'm not going to blindly say, "Oh, it was brilliant because I saw stuff I liked and made me feel it was so awesome." But I'm not saying everyone's like that. But I just feel it should have the build up to that, to him go from here to here. It could have been done better. I mean, it does go from him being the neurosurgeon to the sorcerer really good, but becoming this big powerful one. It could have done that a bit more. Focus. Maybe, this movie does focus. It's not horrible or messy. But, some things it could have, done with a bit better. Hopefully I'm getting my thoughts across right. But I am looking forward to seeing more Doctor Strange. And Infinity War... Man, you thought the cast list of Civil War was going to be long. Jesus. Infinity War... Man, they're really hanging on to those Civil War directors. But, yes. I might shove something in that I'm going to think of in a minute, but I think I've covered it pretty good. the magic. I really like the magic. But yeah. This has been Deano Reviews, another screening watcher like you. Cheerio. Remember to stay strange. I want to die. Now, to my knowledge, it's now the 2017 superhero comic book films, where it doesn't feel that old and stale yet. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, looking forward to that. They played the trailer, Baby Groot. Everyone's going to go, that's going to be a good time, but I don't know why. I grew up on the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, quite a bit of Spider-Man, like the cartoon, so Spider-Man Homecoming, that's going to be great, because Spider-Man and Civil War was awesome. Look forward to a lot of things next year. Potentially going to university, but that's a bit of a downer. Well, it could be a downer, but still, I'm here to talk about talk about real life. We can't bring real life into this, because we got, it's fun to think. I don't want real life to get into this. Let's just talk about superheroes and have fun. But yes, 2017, that's gonna be fun. Indeed, yep. There's Justice League, to my knowledge. That's cool, I guess. But Spider-Man Homecoming got Michael Keaton as the Vulture. I believe he plays the Vulture. But anyway, off topic. I'm wasting time again. Cheerio.